Hello students. In the last video, we have seen how to write algorithms for branching statement. So we have seen how to write algorithm to calculate maximum between two numbers, minimum between two numbers, like this. So in this video, again we are looking for some of the examples. That examples contain the branching statements. Okay, so let us see. So this is the another example of the branching statement. What is the question here? Algorithm to enter any number means you should enter number. The programmer should ask number for the user and check number is odd or even. So you better know the definition of odd number and even numbers. So which numbers are called as odd numbers, which numbers are called as even numbers. So what is the definition of this one? The number which is divisible by 2. Okay, divisible by 2 means when it is divided by 2, it gives remainder as 0. So once we get the remainder as 0, we can call it as this number is divisible by the next one. Okay, so given number, suppose I input 5 value, we have to find out whether this number is divisible by 2 or not, whether we should get the remainder as 0 or not. If we get remainder as 0, that number is even number, else or this number is odd number. Okay, because 4 is even number. When 4 number is divided by 2, what we get here? 2 is the quotient, 2 2s are 4 and 0 is the remainder. Okay, so as we get here 0 is the remainder, then we can call it that number is even number. Suppose we take 5 number, then when 5 is divided by 2, we will get 2 to the 4 and 1 remainder. So remainder is not equal to 0. That means what? The 5 number is odd. So same logic we used here within this algorithm. So here step 1 is start, step 2 input NO, okay. Then step 3, if NO modulus 2 is equal to 0, means if that number, when we divide that number by 2, if we will get remainder as 0, then that number is even. If we get remainder other than 0, then that number is odd number. Okay, so if number modulus 2 is equal to 0, s go to 4. So two possibilities are there, if the result is true and if the result is false. So if it is true, go to 4. What is the fourth statement here? Print number is even, and then step 5, go to end. Okay, when these two statements will execute when the condition remains true. Suppose the condition remains false. If it is no, then take your control to line number, step number 6. So what are the contents here? Print number is odd, so it will print number is odd, and the last statement is end. Okay, so let us consider these two examples. Input 30. When we enter here value 30 for input number, so how it will get executed? So NO, this NO will be assigned to 30 number. Then if NO modulus 2 is equal to 0. So when we divide number 30 by 2, it gives you remainder 0 because 15 2s are 30. Okay, this is the 30, and when we divide it by 2, so it will give you this 15. 15 2s are 30. Okay, so what will be remainder here? Yes, it gives you 0, so it will check this remainder. Okay, so if it is 0, then go to 4. So if number given as 30, remainder is 0, so it takes your control to step number 4, that is number is even, go to end. So it will take your control to the end, so it gives output as number is even. Okay, so this is regarding when we enter number as 30. Suppose we enter number here 55. Okay, when we enter here 55 number, so what would happen here? This is the number. So this 55 will be assigned to NO. It will check whether the remainder is 0 or not. So when we divide 55 by 2, so what it gives here is 2, 2 2s are 4. Okay, so it gives you 1. Again 5, it gives you 2 7s are 14. So what is the remainder here? 1. So it will check whether this remainder is 0 or not. So this remainder is not 0. So where it will take your control is, if it is no, go to line number 6. So it will take number is odd and then end. Okay, so like this we can find out remainder of inputted number, and with the help of remainder we can check whether the given number is even or odd. Okay, so this is the logic behind this. This modulus sign is used to calculate the remainder. Slash sign is used to calculate the quotient, means to do the division, but here this modulus percent sign is used to find out the remainder. So this is the question regarding how to find out number is odd or even. Okay, next one. So here there are three, what is the question here? Algorithm to check the inputted number is positive, negative or 0. Okay, so three possibilities of there are there. If we enter here number 5, so 5 is positive, so you should display the output as positive. If we enter -4, then -4 is negative, so you should write output as -4 is negative. And when we enter 0, your algorithm should display the output, your number is 0. Okay, so till now we will check if number is this or that, means either true or false. Only two possibilities are there, but in this question three possibilities are there. Enter number, then check number if number is positive, negative or 0. So how we can check this one? So look here, what is the algorithm for this one? Again start, and the in question itself indicates that you should input the number. So here we can use input number. Okay, next one, how we can check number is positive? So if that number is greater than 0, then number is positive. Okay, so first we check here this condition, test if number greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then S go to 4. So it will take your control to step number 4. So it prints number is positive and it will take your control to the end. Okay, means if number is positive, it will check first condition that number is greater than 0. All positive numbers are greater than 0. So if it is greater than 0, it will print number is positive and it will take your control to the end. This is the first one. Okay, next condition, if the number is negative, what happens here? Suppose the number is negative, then how we can check this one? S input number. Okay, number is inputted, suppose -5, then it will check first, because first it will execute the step number 3, because algorithm executes the statements as one by one sequentially in consecutive manner. So it will take your control to step number 3. It will check, test if number greater than 0. Is it true or false? Our number is -5. So -5 is not greater than 0. Okay. So it will take this control to no, go to 6. Then what is the step number 6 here? Yes, it will take your control to go to step number 6. Again it will check whether the number is less than 0 or not. Okay, look here. Already we have checked number is greater than 0. If that it returns no, means what? The number is already less than or equal to 0. Okay, again we have to check whether this number is less than 0 or equal to 0. Two possibilities are there. So here we can check number is less than 0. Yes, if it is less than 0, it will take your control to step number 7. If it is not less than 0, it will take your control to step number 9. Okay, so our number is minus 5. So what would happen here? Number is less than 0. Yes, it returns true. So it will take your control to go to step number 7. So what it prints here? Step 7, print number is negative, go to end. Again it will take your control to end like this. Means if we inputted number here minus 5, it will execute like this. First it will check whether the number is greater than 0. So it is false. Then it will check whether the number is less than 0. It is true. So it prints number is negative. Okay. So this is regarding minus 5. Suppose the number is 0. What would happen here? Inputted number is 0. So first it will check number is greater than 0. This number is not greater than 0. So it will execute this one. Go to step number 6. So it will take your control to go step number 6. So again within step number 6, it will check if number is less than 0. It is having again two options, yes or no. Our entered number is 0. So is it true or false? Number is less than 0. It is false. So it will take your control to this one. No, go to 9. So again it will take your control to step number 9 and it prints the output number is 0. Okay. So if we entered number 0, it will give you number is 0 like this. So this is the algorithm to check whether the inputted number is positive, negative or 0. Okay. Look here, some inputs are given here and what should be the output of this one? We have to find out what are the outputs. So first number is given as 6. Okay. So this number is stored number 6. First it will check test if number greater than 0. Yes, it is greater than 0. Go to 4. So it prints number is positive and go to end. It takes control to the end. So it will skip all these statements. Okay. This is the first output. Then second one, if we inputted minus 4. So how it will get executed? Input number. So this is having minus 4. Okay. So first it will check this condition, test if number greater than 0. So it is not greater than 0. So it will execute no, go to 6. It will take control to this statement. Again it will check whether the number is less than 0. Yes, number is less than 0. This is true. So it will take control to step number 6, 7. So it prints number is negative and then it will take control to the end. Okay. So this is the execution of algorithm when the number is negative. Last example, if the inputted number is 0. So same thing is there. 0, first it will check. So no. Again it will check this one. So no. Go to 9. So it prints number is 0. Okay. So like this we can write algorithm for multiple conditions. Okay. Here 3 possibilities are there. For these 3 possibilities we have written the code like this. Okay, let us see another example where the conditions are multiple. Here algorithm to print inputted digit in word format. So what is the meaning of this one? How many digits are there in mathematics? So 0 is the first digit and 9 is the last digit. Look here. We are talking about digit, not number. Okay, digit means single digit. So we have 0 to 9 digit means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, these 10 digits are there. What is the meaning of the question? So you should input any digit. Suppose I entered 1, your output should be 1. Okay, so you should print it in word format. Suppose I entered 2, then you should display the output TWO. Okay, if I input 9, so you should display the output NINE. So what is the meaning of this question? You should enter any digit in numerical form and you should print the word equivalent to that particular digit. Okay, so this is the question. So how we can start this one? Step 1 is start. What should be input here? Yes, you should input the digit. So here second statement is input digit. So many conditions are there. We have to check it from 0 to 9. Okay, so we are here starting from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So test if digit is equal to 0. This is the first possibility. We are using here double equal to sign because double equal to sign is a comparison operator. Okay, we are going to compare this enter digit with digit 0. So again two possibilities are there, if it is yes, if it is no. So if it is yes means if the user enters digit 0, it will take your control to step number 4. So what is the step number 4? Here yes, it will print digit is 0. Okay, and what is the next consecutive statement here? Go to end. So it will take your control to the end. Okay, means what? If we entered here number digit 0, it will give you the output like this, digit is 0. Okay, so next one, if this is not equal to 0, suppose I enter digit 2, so how it will execute? So here it will check first if digit is 0, so it remains false, so it will execute this statement. Then here within no, go to 6 is there, so it will take your control to step number 6. It will check whether the digit is 1 or not. So our digit is 2, it is not equal to 1, so it remains false. So again no will be executed. It will take your control to step number 9. Okay, so what is there in step number 9? Test if digit is equal to 2. So our digit is 2 and it will compare our digit with 2. So if digit is equal to 2, yes, this is true. So it will execute this one. S go to 10. It will take your control to step number 10. So what is there in step number 10? Digit is 2. So you will get the output digit is 2. Okay, like this you can do it for step number 3, step number digit 3, digit 4, digit 5, digit 6, digit 7, 8 and 9. So many digits are there, 10 digits are there. Whatever digits are entered by the user, according to that particular digit, your algorithm will be executed. Okay, so how many possibilities are there? So total 10 possibilities are there for the inputted digit. So this is the algorithm. Okay, so we can check this algorithm for different inputs. So first input is 5. How it will get executed for input 5? So first it will check 0. No, this remains false. So go to step number 6. Again it will check digit is 1. No, it will take your control to step number 9. Again it will check for step number digit is 2. So no, it will take your to step number 12. Again it will check for digit 3. Again no, it will take your control for step number 15. If digit is 4, no, it will take your control to step number 18. And then at step number 18 it will check digit is 5 or not. So input is 5, digit is 5, it will return true value, and if it is true then it will take your control to step number 9 in 19. So what is there in step number 19? Yes, digit is 5, so you will get the output digit is 5 and then go to end. So it will take your control to the end. So once we found the digit in the algorithm, so we can take the algorithm control to the end of algorithm, to the last step of algorithm. So these are the steps. This is the sequence how we can find out the digit in word format. Second example is 6. So like this also it will get executed and it will print the value at step number 20. So when it comes to step number 21, what would happen here? So it will check digit is 6 or not. Yes, it returns true. So again it will take your control to step number 22 and it prints the result, that is digit is 6. Okay, so like this you can check algorithm for different inputs, but inputs should be within 0 to 9 because these are the digits present in mathematics. Okay, so this is the example. Let us see another example where multiple conditions are used. So here question is like this: algorithm to print inputted day in the word format. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? So number of days are there in a week. So we can start it from one day or else we can start it by Sunday. Okay, so here we have considered day 1 as Monday. Okay, so what is the meaning of question? So you should input the day in numerical format. Okay, if I entered here 1, you should write here what would be the output of your algorithm? Monday. Okay, if you enter 2, then Tuesday, then 3, Wednesday, like this up to the Sunday. Okay, so how we can write algorithm for this one? So how many possibilities are there? 7, because 7 days are present in a single week. So we have to check all these 7 days. So here first one, test if day 1 day is equal to 1 means if user enters value 1, so it will print Monday. Okay, what is the next consecutive statement here? Go to end, so it will take your control to the end of algorithm. Then if day is 2, then it will check if day is 2, then it will print Tuesday. Then again go to end, it will take your control to the end. So likewise it will check up to day is equal to 7. So we will see here different inputs are given. For these inputs, how this algorithm will work. So first input is 5. Okay, so day is assigned as 5. So it will check first if day is equal to 1. Okay, so it gives you answer no. So again go to 6. It will check day is equal to 2. This remains false. It will take your control to 9. Then again check day is equal to 3. It will take your control to step number 12. Then 12 if day is equal to 4. No, again it is false. So it will take your control to step number 15. What is step number 15 here? S, test if day is equal to 5. S, our day is equal to 5. So this condition remains true. What would happen here? If it is S, go to step number 16. So what is there in step number 16? Print Friday. So you will get here output as Friday. Okay, and same thing is there for another input. So here input is given as 6. So if day is equal to 6, what it prints? It prints the day is Saturday. Okay, so with the help of these type of algorithms we can check multiple conditions. Okay, so till now we have seen how we can write simple algorithm, then we have seen how we can write branching statements. If only two possibilities are there, we have to use here single test if. So each and every each if statement, it will give two possibilities, either true or false. If we want to use multiple condition, if we want to give multiple conditions, we can write these multiple conditions with the help of if. Okay, so only you should write first condition test if, then again yes no, then write second condition, then yes no, then third condition, then yes no, like this up to the last condition. Okay, so you can write algorithms for multiple conditions like this. Hope you understood this one. If you are not getting these algorithms, you are not getting how we can write multiple conditions, you can send message to me on the group. So we will take, or I will provide some other examples for this one. Okay, so after viewing this one, you have to solve one assignment of these algorithm. You should write algorithms by using branching statement. Okay, single branching statement and multiple branching statement. Okay, and in the next video we will start how looping statements are used in algorithms. Okay, till then, bye, thank you.